channel. I'm BKD, and for today's video I'm just doing a recap of my recent trip to Costa Rica. So there was some good and some bad in this trip. There's a lot that just happened, but before I get into the storytelling of what actually happened, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to comment during the video on which sections you like, or if you've been there, I would love to hear about it. So let's talk about a little bit of background of the story. Why was the trip off to a bad start? Well, when we first get to the airport, we end up having to change our flight to San Jose instead of the Liberia area. So that's 5 hours away from our hotel. And so we did make a call as soon as the transportation that we had booked with opened up that morning before even getting on the plane, letting them know about the change and where we need to be picked up from. And they said that they would let the driver know. And we had asked for like a confirmation email, and they claimed that they couldn't give that to us. So we were just hoping for the best, giving them the benefit of the doubt. But I already kind of had a bad feeling about this. So when we did arrive in San Jose, it's, drizzling outside. It is rain season, so it is expected. But, rain can affect your mood. So we walk outside and we see all these taxis and buses, but we don't see the name of the brand that we booked with. We don't see anyone like holding a sign for us, like maybe they had to change vehicles. None of that was there. And so we end up calling back the same number, the transportation that we had booked with, letting them know, like we're here and we don't see them. And they claim the driver's there, the driver's there. The driver still went to the Guadalcanal or the Liberia area airport. So they were still in the wrong section, and we're like, okay, well, we're at San Jose, so we need them to come there. And they kept putting us on hold and not letting us know what was going on. And when I say on hold, not like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, this was like 55 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. And all that adds up if you don't have like an international plan, which we didn't. And we're each calling on different devices trying to get somebody else on the phone. And it was just a lot with that. So we ended up waiting 3 hours at the airport, and we finally just like, what, forget it. We're just gonna get a taxi. So we did find one of the taxis that was at the airport, and the guy was really nice. Like, he could see how frustrated we are. He even asked us for the phone and started talking to the guy in Spanish, trying to help us. But they were just not being responsive and just not being helpful even when we asked to speak to like a supervisor. And at that point, all we wanted was a refund because we're definitely not using their services at that point. And again, now we had a 5-hour trip to our hotel. It's like dark, and now just a waste of a vacation day. So the next day is a little bit better. So now I get to do my walk around and show you guys what the hotel looks like. So I'm gonna let that clip go ahead and play real quick.
Any information, my friend?
This is day one of our trip to Costa Rica.
¿Hablas español?
No.
Habla inglés.
Porque si tienes alguna pregunta, estamos para servirles.
As you can see, the hotel is very nice. They have a pool, they have a beach, so you can have a good time, a relaxing time. They also have some entertainment there, and I did end up going to one of the shows, so I will show you guys that later in this video. But even though it started off with a good start, you know, you saw the clip where I'm like, day one, I'm all happy and smiley. That same day, when it rolls around to like dinner time, the power goes out like throughout the whole hotel. Look guys, we lost power. Having dinner in the dark. Not only was it pitch black in my hotel room, but it also was like no water. And I'm not sure if any of the other rooms experienced this, but my room, no running water. So you couldn't flush a toilet, you couldn't use a sink or anything. I'm like, what is going on? And it is raining really like loud, and you can hear the thunder and stuff like that. So we still go downstairs for dinner, and I really wanted sushi that day. I don't know why I was craving that. So we went to, you know, that restaurant that was on that hotel, and it was actually ended up being buffet style, which was a little different, but because the power was out and they wanted to make sure people can see where they were going, they had the little, you know, the burners, like if you were at a cookout or something like that. So I was kind of warming up the sushi, and I don't know, I kind of prefer my sushi cold unless it's supposed to be cooked that way, depending on what style I ordered. So that was a little weird for me and just wasn't that good. It was kind of like having one of those like blindfolded restaurants, but it just wasn't as fun. So that was kind of a rough start to that night, and they were supposed to have somebody pick, fix what was going on with the hotel and fix the power and get it back on. But apparently they left once it hit 8 o'clock. So the whole night there was still no power, because remember, dinner time was like around 6 p.m. and they left at 8 p.m. and there was still no power. So the next morning we go down to, speak to the concierge, and we're just like, what's going on? They said, oh, well, he's coming back now to finish up, so you should have power in a moment. And there was more power, at least in the lobby area, so we're like hoping it'll be fine. And I ended up having to just, you know, like use bathroom stuff that was like downstairs in the lobby area. But then it's like midday now and there's still no power. So we go back down there and we find out that people actually end up changing rooms. And you know, the sister hotel had power. For some reason, there was some rooms that just wouldn't come back on. So now we went from I think we were like on the second floor and we had to go all the way up like the 5th or the 6th floor or something like that. And at least now I finally had power. So I'm like, okay, now we can get on with our day. So I finally was able to book the excursions, and I will be able to put that in the description box just where I went in case I forget some names or just say it wrong. And the first excursion we ended up booking with was to go to Liberia City, and then we also went to the Rainforest, and then the last stop was to go to this restaurant. So I'm just gonna let those clips roll for you guys. Yeah.
1,000 colones. In every bill of 1,000 colones, you will see a tree. It's a tree that, if you could take a look, is right there here in front. You see in the middle of the road?
Wow. Big tree.
Big tree. That's the Guanacaste tree. Okay, so Guanacaste is a tree. Guanacaste. That's the street of the Sloth if you take a look there. In the 10, it's the 1,000 colones.
1,000 colones.
Yeah.
1,000 colones.
Yeah, 1,000 colones. So Guanacaste is a tree. Guanacaste is the name of our province. That it is. That one. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. You can see over there the tree. Yeah, out there. Yeah. Yes, that's the 1,000. So Guanacaste is a tree. If someone asks you, Guanacaste only grows in dry forest. Guanacaste is the only place of Costa Rica that you can find tropical dry forest. It's the only place of Costa Rica. The rest of Costa Rica, we can find 11 different kind of forests in all Costa Rica. We're a small country, but yeah, we have 11 different kind of forests. So here in Guanacaste, we can find other ones, we can find 3 or 4 more. But in all Costa Rica, in Guanacaste is the only place where you can find tropical dry forest. And Guanacaste tree only grows here. As you can see, it's a big tree, so produce a really good wood. Well, many years ago, for example, the people used to move like 400 cattle at the same time to sell them. So they used to cross the roads of Liberia. Here in Liberia, I will show you that part. But there's a lot of history about sabaneros. Sabaneros used to be like the bus that used to move by horse all that cattle. So for example, the Guanacaste tree is a big tree that produces a big shade. So usually in those years, the people that used to move all the cattle, they used to look for Guanacaste tree to leave all the cattle, in the shadow to protect them. That's the first thing. Second thing, the wood is for firewood, to make houses. And the third thing, Guanacaste, the name is no español. It's indigenous. The name Guanacaste is indigenous, and it means tree that produce ears, because the seed pod looked like an ear. So my mom told me that, for example, when she was a child, they used to collect the Guanacaste ear. They used to put it in water, squish, and the day after that, the water turns like a soap. So they used to use that water to wash the clothes and wash the dishes. So that's why the Guanacaste is really meaningful for us and give the name of our province, Guanacaste. The tree probably is 2.5 years old. Yeah, this Guanacaste tree. I will show you. We have one park actually that protect one of the oldest tree of the province. Vamos. So that's the first thing that I like. It has, you can see, is protected. This tree, no one can touch it. Just when the tree falls. That's it. Yeah. Do you see? Yeah. In other place where you can see like inside, so you can see the clay and the mud. So all these houses are made by clay. Of course, probably they now say the people they have like concrete and things, but the floor have to be like natural, made by wood. And inside, if they want to repair the house, the main thing is not concrete. They have to do it like the oldest way. They have to look for bareke or adobe and repair them with the natural way. Why? All these houses have been declared like natural heritage culture. Yes, exactly. So even if you are the owner, you have to like be part of the government stuff. You have to fill a form, you have to take care of it. Why? Because it's part of the history. These houses many years ago, Guanacaste, how Guanacaste born? Well, first thing, remember that this place used to be a connection point for the people that used to sell like cattle. As I told you, they used to like meet here. They used to do like exchange of cattle and things like that. They used to do like the parties and those meetings and things like that. And also these houses used to be, the owners used to be people that live in the capital, San Jose. Doctors, president, really important people. So they used to have these houses here just for vacation. So they used to work in San Jose, and Guanacaste used to be like the mountain place, like the place that you go for vacations. So Guanacaste here is made, like the history became because of that. People like rich people, they used to have here in Guanacaste they residential, so they used to come here just for holiday like Easter week, vacation from school and things like that. So
Ya explico.
City? White city?
White church.
White.
White what?
He said
White church?
Who say?
He said church, I think. White church. Somebody said it.
Perfect. Yeah. It's white city.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So Liberia, white city. Did you notice all this stuff that I showed you is white? The church is white. The place that we are going is white. This place that is right here is white. This used to be like a government place, like police station. So white city. Now here in Liberia now is concrete. We have pavement, but behind like all this, the main soil of Liberia is calcium. Is a calcium. So all the trees here, the main road used to be everything white, everything white. So that's why the original like color of the houses is the white, because the people they used to build the houses by clay or alloy, and it's the clay color. So to look more fancy in those years, because we are talking, for example, the foundation like official foundation of the name of Liberia as a city was in 1769. So, but here we have more oldest houses like before of this, so we don't have like colors before of that. So the people used to get the white from the soil, and they used to paint the houses with the calcium that used to be in the house. So that's why Liberia White City. This is one of the only place of Costa Rica that we used to find all the whole town with soil roads. So that's why now we call it Liberia has a white city, and we're trying to keep it. All the houses, the oldest one, they have to keep the white color The church is white, and right now we are going to move. If you already finished to take pictures, I'm gonna take you to show you the original church from Liberia, the original one that is still that is white. Now they is closed. It's only for a specific events now that is open. But the official one is this one that is right here. And the Catholic, of course, is the main religion in Costa Rica. Go inside.
It's
No,
free
inside
room.
looks not comfortable.
It's free room and free food.
You exchange cuddles or change products because the people used to meet here in Liberia, people with cuddles, people with coffee, people with cacao, people with alcohol. So they used to meet here and they used to do those exchange here. And they used to do parties also. Protects most of the oldest.
As you can see, the trip to Liberia City was more so like a bus tour, so the lady was just talking more so on the bus. But we did get to see some of the buildings that they're keeping on like as like historic monuments, and they're just not allowed to like change certain things like the color and material and stuff like that. Like those houses can't be updated. And then we also went to the white church, which you guys also got to see in those clips. So now when we get to the rainforest, I was finally like able to, buy some things. So I did buy some of the jewelry that they were selling over there. They also have some coffee and chocolate. And the rainforest, it was kind of like a long walk. I felt like it was much easier going down than going up. And I ended up having to walk up twice because I left something on the bus. And the amount of sweat, it was like really, really hot. So when you get down there, it's like basically two waterfalls. This really big one here on this side, and then there's a small one where everybody's taking pictures. So it was very nice, and they actually had people that were already there who were willing to take your photos, and it wasn't like it was a part of the excursion. It was just people that lived in Costa Rica who were just already down there, and they were just offering to take the pictures. So that was nice, you didn't have to pay for your own pictures on your own phone.
You think here?
Yeah.
No, did you all agree? More here?
Yeah.
See? Perfect. You came before. Where are we?
I have no clue.
Too much party last time, huh? You see? Amigos, I told you that we are in the north part. So we are very close to Nicaragua. So it's exactly. Exactly. It's not here. Exactly. So this is Liberia, right here. This yellow thing, this is Liberia. Rio Hotel is here. Rio is here, and Secrets is right here. So this is Liberia. We are going to drive to the waterfall. I don't know what it is. No, I'm just kidding. It's right here. It's right here. The waterfall that we are going. So to Liberia, we are driving to the waterfall, and today we are going between volcanoes. We are going one place that we call Variegatus. So we are going up here. So we are going to drive to the waterfall up here to Variegatus. So this is Guanacaste. Guanacaste is this part of Costa Rica. Okay, so you are, remember, in the north part. Central part of Costa Rica, right here, this is San Jose, so that's our capital, okay? And which country we are bordering in the south? 100% sure? 100? Yeah, that's true, that's true, yeah. So that's, now you know like which part of Costa Rica you are. No, we don't. Yeah, no anacondas. Let's see today if we can find one anaconda.
99% of our electricity coming from by the natural resources. Nowadays we have 5 different ways that we produce electricity. We have the main one that is by the water, we have by the wind, by the sun, by the volcanoes that baño is right here. Go ahead to the baño, and if you need to change your clothes, if you want to go in, of course, it's your time to change. And
No?
Nice to meet you, friends. Good predators. They're gonna eat everything that is in the forest.
frog is dinner.
Eggs, frogs, baby birds. They're gonna eat insects, lizards, everything. We say that this one and the white-faced monkey are like the gangster of the forest. They're all Terminator. Exactly. You know what is really interesting? Talking about global warming and everything. Sometimes here in Costa Rica we have highlands like Monteverde. We have the quetzal there. When the summer is longer, this huge guy goes to Monteverde in the top, and it's a huge problem by the ecosystem up there because this one gonna eat all the eggs about the pale birds, about the quetzal, about those things like that. That's why Bahia sometimes see like this one now with rain, without rain and everything. It's so comfortable by the human being, but not for
Yeah, I was wondering if it
not
comes
for the
from any
animals.
bird or
Yeah,
insect.
with 1 degree, you know,
1 degree.
1 degree gonna change everything. And why? Because they are cleaner, like the vulture. They're gonna eat dead wood. That's why this one is really interesting. This one is poop and saliva, and you see they are
He
working
said
here.
poop and saliva, huh?
Poop and saliva. Termites are really interesting. This one, they are colonial insects, social insects. The queen of this one can live more than 50 years. In a regular hour, she can put 135 eggs and live 50 years. That's why in this one lives more than 1 million of them. Friends, talking about them, talking about the cycle of life, they are really channel, National Geographic, they are lying to you. Boring show, men eating termites, right? That's why they need to be the best hunter or the best fisher. Just to let you know, it's really interesting. People say that this one gonna be food for the future too. And in some culture like Indonesia, you know, in those places like that, they love to eat the queens, you know, because here in October gonna be like a parade of them, you know, flying around. All of those gonna be kings and queens, you know, and that one is a special one. Here we joking because just we eat the workers. Without this one, you don't have car because no tires. Without this one, exactly, the rubber tree. Without this one, more population, guys, because no condoms.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, and how? Here and he liked to be the father. Those eggs gonna stay here 1 week. They're gonna fall down in that artificial pool. They're gonna live 3 months like tadpoles, and then we're gonna have babies.
Walking in the rainforest.
Guys, it's important.
Yeah. You want me to move over?
This one is important because can be the first glue used in America too. Also, it's really interesting. When I was in the school and I get a homework and I don't have glue, I have this one.
The two-toe is because they have like 2 nails up, but they have 3 in the back. So the difference is like up. The ones that are up, and the 3-toe does not have the 3 here and 3 back. Okay, so that's the first, like, which one is the main difference of the seal? Like, which one is each? Three, yeah, one nail left. That's the first thing. Second thing, to see the difference between them, the color. The two-toed sloth is more brown, it's more dark. The hair is more dark. And the three-toed is more like gray color. It's more clear, like the one that we saw. And the third main difference is the face. So you can see one that is the three-toed sloth that is gray color, 3 nails, and happy face. Pura vida face. And the two-toed is brown, 2 nails up, and then the face look like a piggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have, this is not a real picture, but can give you an idea how they can look. So first here, you can see this is the representation of the two-toed sloth, and this is the three-toed sloth. Okay. So do you see the difference in the face?
Yeah, it's white face. Yeah, brown. This is gray.
Yep. So this is the difference. This is the 3, and this is the 2.
We saw this one.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We saw this one. All under there.
Qué hermoso.
Do you have an idea? Did you saw the face? That's the two-toed sloth.
Yes, sir.
I got it from here, my friend. That one is the Keel-billed.
Then after that, when we get to the restaurant, this next clip I'm about to show you guys, there was a lot of bugs in this restaurant, and I guess, you know, the Costa Rican people, they're used to it. They grew up around it, but even I'm scared of bugs, even like we're just American bugs, so I'm not really used to seeing these giant things. And they just let them crawl over the restaurant, and it's just no problem for them. But there's like this giant spider that's on top of this like bird statue, which didn't bother anyone, so that one was pretty calm. And to me, it looks like it almost has like crab legs, like the legs are like really thick. But then there was also this bug that was just on the bathroom door, to the girls' bathroom, of course. And you know, after we finished eating and stuff, me and this other girl, which I was very happy that I wasn't the only one that was like, you know, acting a mess because of all of these bugs. She was an adult too, so that made me feel a lot better, because I'm like, I'm not alone, you know. I'm not the only one acting crazy. And we're both like traveling with our families, so we're both like have to get our dads and like, you know, just to muster up the courage or whatever. And for me, I just had like someone open the door for me, and then I just, you know, ran in to use it. But she just decides not to use the girls' bathroom at all, and she wants to use the boys' bathroom. And what was really funny was like when she finished, she like comes flying out of the bathroom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she's like, spider, spider. So she tried to avoid one bug and ended up finding a bigger bug inside the bathroom with her. So that was kind of really funny. But yeah, there's a lot of bugs there. And one of the things I was hoping I was going to be able to see while I was in the rainforest area was one of the monkeys. So I ended up spotting them on a different excursion, which you guys will see in just a moment. But that was a little bit disappointing. It was more so, as you can see from the videos, like the sloths and birds and things like that. Oh, and also the frogs.
Flower keeps water. You see inside? You look. This is for outside. Nice.
This one.
on to the next day. After the rainforest, I think it kind of like really messed with my allergies. And if you're a person that like suffers from like pollen or seasonal allergies, you kind of understand what I was going through. But even though I was taking my Zyrtec each day, I guess the rainforest was a little bit too much for me. And so I was kind of, you know, a little sick, a little bit out of it after that. And I'm just trying to do the best with what I had. I did have some medicine, so I did come prepared. So I had like some Zyrtec D and things like that. And I did go to one of the shows that night. And the next day, it's time for another excursion. So this was a boat excursion. before, and I made the bad decision to get one of the drinks that they were offering, and it was this red drink. I don't even know what it was called or what was in it, honestly, but and so when I take the drink, and it's like right after this clip I'm about to show you, I like kind of feel sick all of a sudden in my stomach and become really nauseous. I'm like to my sister, you know, I gotta go in. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, no, I just gotta go in. So I like do this like really weird waddle walk all the way back inside the boat because I was trying to avoid like getting pushed around while I'm walking back inside the boat, and then having to go in the bathroom, which was, I wish I held it because you guys, that was like the last thing I needed to do, because you know now you're at the bottom of the boat and I'm getting seriously knocked around and my stomach is like so tore up after that. And my dad, who does suffer from like motion sickness and he does get sick on boats, he didn't have his medicine either, so they ended up giving him a drink. So I'm like to my mom, you know, like, give me what he's having. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, like trying not to talk, and she like keeps trying to talk to me, so I'm like getting like sicker and sicker, and I'm like, you know, stop. Like, don't talk to me at this moment. My dad's like, you gotta stand up and just look at land. So most of the boat trip I end up just standing up because I just couldn't sit down at that point, and the drink did help. But I was just kind of mad, you know, I was getting sick, and the whole point was to get some pictures on the sunset. I got some boat pictures before like my trip to Aruba, which you guys can see on my Instagram. I don't really have a video of that, but you know, I was hoping to get more of a sunset picture this time. And I literally couldn't get myself together until we get off the boat onto one of the Costa Rican islands, which is where the boat was taking us. And I was able to get a few Instagram pictures there. You know, they had this little cave that had water, and the tides were too high, or like the water was too rough, so nobody could really swim in it, but people were taking pictures in front of it. And while I'm sitting on this log, I like hear something, like, what's that? And everybody's like looking at me like, what's going on? And I just like turn around, and then I spot like 3 howler monkeys. So that kind of brightened my day, because I already like wasn't feeling well, but I didn't get to see any monkeys, you know, in the rainforest. So I was kind of happy to see it on the island that we were now on, and I was the only one who spotted them. So I did try to get a video for you guys, but since I didn't have the scope like how it was in the rainforest, and didn't have anybody who had that, they kind of just look like little black shadows. You can't really see them, but it just made me happy because that's what I really wanted to see the whole time I was there. Like, I wanted to see a howler monkey, and that's what I mainly heard about from other people who have been to Costa Rica. They're like, they're really loud. I'm like, okay, well, I haven't seen any of them. I just saw a lot of sloths and things like that. So that was really nice. And then on the way back on the boat, it was kind of cute. Like, somebody did propose on the boat, which I thought was really sweet. Again, I couldn't get a video of that because I was just too sick for you guys, but that was just really sweet. I thought it was really adorable. I'm not sure if they were like a group of college friends or something like that, but they were kind of like all couples that traveled together, and they looked quite young. But it was just adorable that he proposed to her, and we can all kind of tell that he was about to propose because he was just really nervous and like telling them to change the music and stuff like that, and just running back and forth from all like, what's wrong with him? And that was why he was so nervous to propose. So I thought that was really sweet. But on our way back, to get on this boat, we actually had to take a little boat to the bigger boat. So it's like raining out, and the water is like super choppy. And when we get on a little boat, like these waves are like crashing into us, and like we're all getting drenched. And I'm like really glad, like I put my phone in like a plastic bag because I didn't have a waterproof case or anything. But I guess other people didn't do anything like that, so their bags were like getting soaked. And because it's such a small boat, you know, you want to keep the weight even. And when the big wave comes, everybody like stands up, and we're like, you know, calm down, don't move. And it's like me and this other girl who just have our hands out, like trying to get people to like not move. You're gonna stand up, you know, stay on your side, because last thing we want is to tip over and everybody be in these rough waters. So that was a little funny, but also a little messed up, because like by the time we got off of that little boat, everybody was soaked. And I didn't even have a swimsuit on, because like I was only there to like enjoy the island. I wasn't really planning on swimming. So my outfit was completely wet. I ended up having to just wrap myself in towels because it was freezing. It was also dark by the time we finished that excursion. So that was a lot as well.
Hi guys, I'm parking here. So as they close to the big tree, we have the whole group together. Yeah, down right there. I'm going to call the ding, and then we're going to.
We came down here. We came down here like on a weekday.
Calling down. See that one jump? He just jumped.
I saw him see it over there.
So now we're winding down closer to the end of the trip because I was only staying for like 7 days. So we're getting close, you know, to Saturday. And so that Friday we had to actually get tested. So in order to get back into the US, I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but you have to get tested through the hotel. Like you can't use an at-home test or anything like that. So we got tested, you know, everybody was COVID free, so everybody was able to go home. And we also went to, there was like a party, a neon party that the hotel was having. So I was a little too sick to go, so I'm like living through the camera like you guys. My sister was nice enough to take some clips for us so we can all see what it looked like. But it looked really fun, like they had this giant robot, the same dancers from the previous show that I had saw, the dancing and stuff. They were there too, dancing, so it looked like a really nice time. And I do recommend going, like when I like to travel, I like to have the hotel to have activities and then also be near other activities. So that hotel actually has something like all for the whole family. So if you have kids, you can have them enjoy like a movie night or something right before the adult stuff starts, which is like later in the night. So that seemed really fun to me. And you know, that last day I did do a little bit more gift shopping and stuff like that on my last day. So that was really nice. Today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment if you like the more conversational aspect of this video. Do you like hearing more storytelling, the good and bad of what happened? Even though there was a lot of bad on this trip, I still could say that I did enjoy myself, but I would recommend that you guys don't go during the rain season, so hopefully you won't have as much drama as I did. Because actually, like the week later when I returned back to the US, someone else who was like friend of our family, they went on a girls trip and they were all coming from like different airports because they were from different states, and some of them couldn't land because of the rain. So they had a pretty bad time too. So it's probably best just don't go during the rain season. You'll have a much better time. I do have some more videos coming up for you guys. I recently went to the Bradypus experience, and I also went on a girls trip to Vegas. It was just a weekend trip, but I had a nice time, went to a lot of parties, and was able to see some performances all for free, so that makes it even better. I'm not going to give away quite who it was, who I did see. You may have already know if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen some of the reels, but if you haven't, you know, look out for that video. I will try to have it out soon. I thank my fans who are still subscribing. I take a little while to post these videos, so I am appreciative of that, and I love you guys. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.